All right, guys. Welcome again to Mattersathandtv. You know, we have been talking about AI on the past recent days, and today I'm so lucky to have a gentleman here, a gentleman who has been existing ever since before even the born of Jesus Christ. He had seen all the transitions. He's been existing even before Jesus was born. So I'm so happy to have my gentleman here so that he can explain to us a little bit of transition about the AI thing, because he had seen from way back when the AI was being introduced to now that AI is literally into our faces with everything that we touch around. So you are in a perfect position to at least brief us today on that matter. So welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, my son.
I'm happy to have you. Just introduce us with your name, and we get it from there.
All right. My name is Phil, and hopefully I can give a little bit of insight as to the birth and dawn of AI, as I've seen well before and now, and how different it is, even for someone my age, going through this and having to navigate AI as someone a little bit older who is not accustomed to it.
Thank you so much. And straight we go to the matter, and I'll have to have you ask this. When did you first hear about AI? Because some people think that AI is something that has just been introduced like yesterday or something.
Well, AI has been around in many different forms. We're just starting to see it come into the workplace. We're starting to see it used in all facets of life: banking, searching for a job. The way you get a job now is very, very different than when I first started looking, when I graduated college. Even in your home, the iRobot, things that it can do for your home, like some of the domestic tasks. AI started, I think, with that. When did I become first aware of it? I think it was with the Roomba robot, when it started vacuuming your floors for you, or even back with the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Terminator. The AI has been conceptually with us for quite some time, and it's now kind of hitting us very hard.
That's interesting to know, because most of people on our recent era think that AI is something from yesterday, but it's so interesting to see you saying that maybe you started it from way back. And in that matter, to elaborate to us, do you think that AI is taking over our jobs, or AI is creating more jobs? Because there have been a friction, there have been on and off, people arguing like, oh, AI is taking over our jobs, but some people have been thinking and seeing the advantage and taking advantage of the AI. So what's your take on this?
Oh, I think there's definitely advantages and disadvantages. From the human element, I think there's aspects of AI that are starting to replace, like you see it in the supermarkets with the self-checkout. That's a form of AI. And the lack of need for cashiers in stores. Mm-hmm. You go into certain labs, I won't say the name, but specific to draw blood. You're at a kiosk now doing that yourself.
Yes.
So I think when I hear AI, it starts as simple as that. Some of the younger folks might think AI is more robotic or more like futuristic robots doing things. So I guess it depends on the age group, but I think, that's really where it starts. And when you say, well, is it creating jobs? Of course it is, because in technology, digital marketing, whether you're in the medical field, whether you're in business, sales, AI is a big part of how companies are marketed. It's a big part of when you do a call in. One of the frustrating things for somebody my age is when you're speaking to someone, you now hear an AI robot that sounds and emulates like a human being.
Exactly.
And you think you're speaking to a human being, but you're not. I come from an era of customer service. I come from an era of face-to-face being very valuable. And now the jobs that are being created with AI are one of technologically savvy individuals who can create this. But on the flip side, we're losing a lot of the customer service. So I don't know. I can't really say if it's going to create more in certain aspects, and we're going to lose more, I think, in other aspects. So where that stands right now, it remains to be seen. But you know, there's definitely a trend and a movement to create positions and jobs for tech savvy individuals that can use AI to make their businesses more profitable.
Thank you so much, because that has been raising a lot of concern, because on your perspective, you can see nowadays we have like robots, home deliveries.
Yeah.
And with your era, since you said you came from way back where you would go into the city and queue to wait for a taxi.
Right.
Nowadays we have driverless taxis.
Yes.
And stuff like long time ago when you used to go to, maybe you're hitting on a girl, you used to
that was a long time ago.
throw stones on the window so that she can come out, to nowadays sliding into DMs.
Right.
Into, like, you can see all those transitions from way back, call trains.
Yeah.
Nowadays we have bullet trains.
Yes. And you know what else is funny? And I see this, I visited my daughter recently at college, and they order food through DoorDash and Uber, and on campus they have little robot buggies. That's the way I could describe it, actually carrying the food to their dorms. Yeah. As long as they, through their phone, put in their dorm number and address, it will go right outside the dorm, and the student comes down outside the dorm, and they have a number on the buggy, and they pick it up. It's
so amazing that to see, to be in a position where you have seen all that transitioning from analog, like where you will even wait for a phone call. Like you will go somewhere and plan for a phone call on the street. Right, like right now, you can just pick up your phone and give a call. Yeah. You used to send mails and wait months and months. Yes. Now you can just type in, Yeah. Even job applications nowadays. Job applications. It's funny you said that, because looking for a job, and this is where the concern comes in with some of this. Even applying for a job, there's many different search engines you apply for a job. True. And a lot of times the response doesn't come via a phone call. If the interested party you're applying to wants to reach out to you, they don't reach out to you anymore via phone call. They reach out through an AI chatbot that will respond and type your message if you're interested in the position, and they give them names. Like Jenny from Indeed is calling you, but it's Jenny, and I'm thinking I'm speaking to a Jenny. Well, it's not, and it's an AI chat that is now facilitating the interest in your application. So it's really a very different world, especially if you're a young person coming out of school and you wanted to look for a job. In my day, graduating college, you went door to door, you handed your resume, and people looked at that as taking initiative, and the FaceTime was very important. Nowadays, if you walk into a company, they're going to look at you funny. They're going to say, well, didn't you look online? If the position's posted, that's it. Go and apply online. And you're already there physically. Right. So AI is taking many forms. It's not just such, like, when you think about artificial intelligence, it's not just what everybody thinks it is. These futuristic robotic things. It's in every aspect of our life in some way, shape, or form that does not involve human contact. True. So in that perspective, I can narrow it down that it depends with you how you take the transition. Right. Because transition is making a lot of stuff work easier and making efficient work, so that you can do a lot of work within a short period of time. Yeah. And that's bringing out my other question too. Do you think like AI is making people more smarter, or you think it's making more people lazier? Because now everything you can do at the seat of your couch, and things are being done. So do you think like that's a smarter way, or is it making human being lazier? I don't think it's making people lazier, because I think that there has to be a certain knowledge base and education to utilize it. So I'm just learning now, and I'm on that precipice of being a little on the older side, but yet young enough to understand it. So I think, it creates a knowledge base that makes an individual have to be a little bit smarter. If you want to compete
in today's, whether it's job market, whatever it is that you're doing, you have to have an understanding of this.
True.
And, my generation will probably be that last generation that somewhat understands it. Okay. So, like your generation will only know that and only go and move from there and get smarter from there. I'll look at, like, say, information technologies at a company.
Sure.
When you have to troubleshoot, right? Uh-huh. And something's wrong with your mainframe or your system, you have to put in a ticket for IT, right? IT has to get back to you. It's taking forever. And now, it's funny, like, and I've used this, truth be told, even me, somebody who was born at the time of Jesus Christ, I've even used ChatGPT to figure out, maybe it doesn't give you the specific mechanics, but it gives you choices of how to go about troubleshooting. Uh-huh. And in most cases, some of the choices that they give you actually work. And True. It almost makes IT obsolete, where you have to go through that process and wait till they get to you.
True. It narrows down your work and yes. time that you would have spent yes. doing a research and everything. Right. Narrows down everything. So I think there is a level of, it's the work smarter, not harder mentality. Perfect. I think that's the best way you can put it down on that perspective. And just to narrow things out and not take much of your time, there are people who are being born, like, right now into it, where everything, the AI has come right into our hands, into our homes, into our jobs. Like, anything you touch around is AI right. based, or AI, like, they're connected in one way or the other. What advice will you give young people who are being born straight into AI? So
seeing both sides of it and seeing, the positives and the negatives. One of the biggest negatives for me, and I would warn younger people who are being born into it right now, you have to be very wary, because there is a lot of electronic fraud. In banking, AI is disguising itself as a legitimate company, asking for specific information to verify, your account has been breached, we need to have your social security number, and it looks very legitimate. Uh-huh. But I think younger people have to be wary of the scams and the fraud that are associated. While there's many good things that AI brings about, uh-huh. there's also, it breeds criminals. And that's what's happening right now. And I think if I could just give advice to younger people, uh-huh. understand it, embrace it, because it's going to be part of your lives, uh-huh. but also be warned by it.
True. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Understand it, embrace it, and
be wary.
Be wary. So, and the final thing that I can ask you also, what job sectors do you think may get the much impact about this AI thing?
What job
sectors?
Jobs. I think information technologies.
Information technology.
How IT is being utilized. Mm-hmm. And I don't know this. I didn't work in the field, but I think that a lot of the troubleshooters that are on the other end of the line may not be needed, much, because we are going to have the ability to correct what's going on in one of our applications that we're working on. True. Right away, almost instantaneously, and where the employed IT specialist may not be needed any longer, because there's going to be an instantaneous troubleshooting of what someone's working on, which can help make their time more valuable, mm-hmm. and correct issues in no time. I think information technology is definitely going to be affected by that.
All right, because now everything, you heard it from him. And on our final question, and to close up your time, I don't want to take much of your time.
It's no problem.
What advice can you give to people who are saying AI is taking jobs from us? Or what advice can you give to people? Like you have said that it depends with how you take it, and you have to utilize and take advantage of it. So what advice would you give to our community about this AI thing in general?
Again, like I said, we have to understand it. Mm-hmm. I think the more education you have, regardless of whether you're born into it, regardless of whether you're my era, somebody older, you do have to understand it in order not to be taken advantage of. And I think that's really the most important thing I can say as we start to develop this. Like, we're learning as a society how to create security to prevent fraud. It's not 100% yet. People still circumvent that and go around that, and can take advantage of people, especially seniors who may not be as savvy. So I think the more we understand artificial intelligence and how it impacts our lives, the more we can protect ourselves for when it really truly is, a thing of the present.
Thank you so much, my brother. And you heard it from the horse's mouth that we have to embrace the AI thing together, as to work hand in hand, so that we can make a better society, because, you know, Mattersathandtv is all about making our society better. So in that case, I'm going to wind up of today's a little word with him. And I want to appreciate you so much to be giving us your time. And people from Mattersathandtv and all over the world appreciate your advice. And I'll say thank you so much, my brother.